All right, welcome to an awesome installment of Chaos and Bang Your Canadian Earballs. I'm Paul Carter.
Jamie Lewis.
Jay Nera, eh?
Hey,
Talia Van Doren.
we love our snow monkey. All right, so
He's an ice gook.
uh, I do know we did have some topics we want to cover. One of the things that actually Jamie wanted to talk about a little bit from the format from last week that got all messed up was cat squats.
That you fucked in the ear.
I apologize about that.
Yeah, Paul, that was kind of your fault.
All right, to everybody that listens to this, we had a really awesome podcast going, and my speakers kept going in and out, and I wasn't able to get the audio, so it was just a clusterfuck, and I'm really pissed about it because it went really well. But we can actually bring up a few of those topics if you want to, or we can just go astray like we used to do in the original Chaos and Bang years, which was always a good time. But the one thing I know Jamie did want to talk about quickly was cat squats.
That's the one Jay wanted to talk about.
Jay wanted to talk about cat squats. Okay, first off, Jay.
No, you guys wanted to talk about it.
Okay, we didn't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about cat squats.
You're the only one that owns cats here. Oh wait, Paul might own cats. He's very sensitive.
I own a cat.
Jesus Christ Almighty!
I own a dog too.
Why hasn't your dog fucking done its duty and eaten your cat?
You know what? He eats the shit out of squirrels and rabbits and birds. So I guess he sees the cat as his buddy.
There's nothing wrong with cats. There's nothing wrong with cats.
Thank you, Talia.
There's everything is wrong with cats.
Did you get
We
that?
don't need to rehash last week's fucking
Yeah, he's mad about that.
hyena lion issue. But
Okay, so is there any world topics? Okay, I did hear today that Obama snuck in some a couple of gun measures to take away more gun rights as the new ATF president was sworn in.
that doesn't surprise me.
Why do our politicians always? I feel like it's this. It's that trick you play on people when you're young, and you're like, "Hey, what's that over there?" And when they look, you do some shit. Do you ever feel like that? You know what I'm talking about? Like, our politicians always wait on something to happen, and then they do some shit under the radar while we're all looking at that. Like, what happened this past week that had everybody's attention? You guys know?
Miley Cyrus.
There you go. Run with it. Run with it. Right.
Pancake ass. Jesus Christ.
What
Mom.
happened to that? That is not a dat ass, is it?
That was terrible. It was atrocious. I was offended as a woman. I was offended.
Can someone explain? Can someone actually explain what happened? I actually don't know. I don't watch TV, and I've been ignoring that shit because I've actually been looking up what's going on in Syria. But what happened?
Basically, Miley Cyrus completely embarrassed herself at the Video Music Awards and had an atrocious performance with Robin Thicke, in which she
Any performance involving Robin Thicke is fucking just god awful. I mean,
That man has the voice of an
everybody
angel.
involved in
That
the TV
man
show
has the
Growing
voice
Pains
of an
would be
angel.
fucking
All right.
burned alive.
Okay, first off, let's just get to the heart of it. Basically, she came out. She did this really weird performance. I did not see it. I only saw pictures and laughed kind of internally. So she comes out. She does a weird performance, wears a horrible suit, where her ass looks like it's pancake batter seeping out of the side of the waffle maker.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Completely. It was disgusting. I actually watched it happen, and I was just so disappointed in how skinny she's gotten, and her ass is just disgusting.
So she
It's
definitely
disgusting.
doesn't do her cat squats.
She
No,
definitely
she does not do cat squats. She
I
doesn't squat at all. At all. Well, you know.
I wonder if what's his name, Brett Contreras or whatever his, how do you ever say his fucking last name? I wonder if you watched that in horror.
I would imagine he would just watch his 365 competition squat in horror and just just rage and shame quit life.
Do you want to shame him on this podcast right now?
I think he shamed himself by competing in powerlifting.
I don't even know who you guys are talking about.
He's this guy who claims to be like some sort of glute guru. So you would expect a man who constantly is training glutes and talking about glutes and babbling on about glutes and yammering on about how you need to fucking drag a sled backwards and all kinds of bullshit and like just the dumbest remote. Like I can't imagine a person being more obsessed with a less important fucking thing than this idiot yammering on about fucking glute training. But
And
then he does
have like a bulbous bottom or what?
No, it's not like his name is Dan Green. And he competed like 220 and squatted 365. He should have just walked off the platform and shot himself.
I consider myself a glute guru. I mean, you guys have seen what I'm packing.
I have not seen
Awesome.
what you're packing, but
She has a honky tonk badonkadonk,
Don't.
as you would say in fucking
First off,
Thailand.
don't ever fucking say that around me again, okay?
Honky tonk badonkadonk.
God damn it, Jamie! I die in an AIDS fire. Listen.
You've got a honky tonk badonkadonk.
Oh God!
The only reason I know of that song is because it was in Crank 2, which I watch almost every day.
That's the most awful thing I've ever heard besides eating cat poop. Anyway, so here's the thing.
Did I watch Crank 2 every day?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, oh my God! All right, wait. We're stopping the podcast right now, and we're gonna investigate your problem with awesome movies.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You got like a man crush on what's his name?
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
No, that was something we talked about in the last podcast. That I do love Jason Statham, but I'm also incredibly envious of him.
He's got a great jawline.
Yes. Here we go with the jawline
Shape
again.
facade is perfect.
I don't know. Oh, we were going to talk about Brett Contreras for however you say his fucking last name. Brett Contra. I'm going to call him Brett Contra because I always think of when I see his name, I think of that video game Contra. So, I actually talked to Brett. He's a nice guy, but he kind of has a weird take on things sometimes because he'll talk about how much he hates gurus, and then he kind of fancies himself as a guru. So I think that's kind of weird. The other thing is, I think he really just built a niche for himself for women, like, coming after him, like, hey, look, I can make your ass phenomenal. And now, like, all these women are like, oh my God, I got to go see this ass guy. I mean, you guys don't see that?
Maybe that was just his ploy in getting laid.
I don't know. I don't pay any fucking attention to.
I just think, like, okay, well, hold on a minute. So put yourself in this situation. If you were going to make yourself more appealing to women from a trainer's perspective, what's the one thing every woman wants is a great ass, right? So,
Fuck if I know.
Yeah, so you say, okay, I'm an ass specialist. I am the zenith of ass makers. Top of the mountain.
I would think that women would want those spontaneous orgasms that women apparently get during weightlifting. That's what I would go with.
Oh, well, speaking of which, since we're just all over the place and I'm having a good time with this, I saw some news flash across my monitor this week that I guess the porn industry got shut down for a while this week because a chick tested positive for HIV.
Oh, nice.
I was very surprised that in an industry where they have sex all day long that someone would come up with HIV.
Yeah, that's really kind of strange.
Much of the porn industry has moved to like New Hampshire or Connecticut or something like that because they passed a law saying that everybody in porn had to have condoms in LA. And who the fuck wants to see porn with condoms?
That's the worst thing ever, is it not?
It actually. I would rather see two people fucking while they were dying, suffocating to death in trash bags than watch two people fuck with a condom involved.
But wouldn't that be like having on one extremely large condom?
No, because then they're dying, so at least like there's some sort of autoerotic asphyxiation or something interesting going on. But I mean, Jesus Christ.
But if you wear a condom, I promise you'll feel like you're dying.
Yeah, oh, well, I definitely feel like somebody shot my dick full of lidocaine, and then I just want to fucking kill myself, because what the fuck is the point?
Yeah, I used to get urinary tract infections from condoms.
How the fuck does a man get a urinary tract infection?
That's because he has a big vagina, not a dick.
Right. No, see, for
he is very sensitive.
No, for serious, whatever is in that lubricant they use, when it would get down in my urethra, it would fucking get me irritated for days. And
you're not supposed to stuff your dick full of the condom.
It got in there. And I woke up one morning pissing brown, which means I have blood in there, and it's guys can get.
We're gonna have to have Talia give you a tutorial on how to properly apply a condom to your dick.
Apparently so, because I've only used them like 3 times in my whole life.
Talia, what's your stance on condoms?
They're for the birds.
Birds.
Birds
were condoms.
Wait, but if you're using British slang, then they're for girls.
That's true.
Jay, what's your take on condoms, bro?
Well, I don't think any of us are fans of them, obviously.
I heard a condom commercial like last week while I was in Colorado. It was fucking hilarious. And the chick is going, oh my God, it doesn't feel like there's anything down there. And I was like, really?
That's because he has a very small dick.
Right. I was just, like, I think I said at the time, I was like, that's not the appropriate, language you want to hear.
Yeah, no.
Like, because the condoms, like, she's like, oh, no, that's what it was. Oh my God, I don't feel anything. That's what it was. It's like, I thought to myself, okay, if I put the condom on and I'm plowing a chick and she says, oh my God, it doesn't feel like there's anything down there. I'm like, I don't know if she's talking about the condom or me or what's going on here, but either way, that kind of sentence is very inappropriate at this moment, young lady.
Yeah, that'd probably be when you punch her in the stomach, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that bad down there?
You give her a liver shot at that point, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Boss Rutan certainly would give her a liver shot.
Yeah.
And then he would run around the room screaming at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, give her a hard left hook right into the liver.
Nobody loves liver shots more than Boss Rutan.
Of course, he knocked people out with that shit.
You guys ever heard of those cardio workouts by Boss Rutan?
Yeah, yeah.
He yells out numbers. Oh, those are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I've seen his street fighting videos, which is nothing but him screaming about how you should kick everybody in the balls and headbutt them. It fucking
Don't
hilarious.
you ever put your hands on El Papo.
The best part when he grabs that guy and he's like, he goes, oh, because I'm sorry. No, wait, I'm not. Bang it, bang it, bang it. And he's
Sound
like,
effects are the best.
he's like,
he's
look.
gotta be like the most fun to hang out with of any person on the planet.
My former fight instructor has hung out with Boss, and yes, he has the most amazing story you've ever heard. He told some of them on Joe Rogan. I don't know if you ever got to listen to him, but basically, Boss grew up in Holland, and that's where he lived. And even after he was winning Pancrase, and he was basically became famous, that he would go to bars, and the bouncers would always try to pick fights with him. Now, why as a bouncer, if I'm bouncing at a place and a heavyweight champion MMA fighter comes in, I'm going to make that guy my best fucking friend.
Right.
I'm not going to go, let me go gather up the other guys and beat the shit out of this. What goes through the mind of a bouncer? Jamie, did you ever bounce?
I have bounced, but I really only got to, actually physically bounce somebody once.
What is that?
Because usually I was, I bounced the bar in Cleveland that the lead guitarist from Warren owned. So I would bounce on Wednesday nights when they do 80s metal karaoke, which was fucking amazing.
Totes jelly.
Oh, it was fucking awesome. So the bartender in the place was absolutely like a spitting fucking image, visually and personality-wise, of Vince Vaughn in Wedding Crashers. So just every chick on the planet wanted to fuck him. And so he would get me a blue. At the end of the night, he'd be like, all right, it's time for panty droppers. And then he would fucking make this incredibly retarded fucking drink that was half Everclear, and who the fuck knows what else was in it. But he'd be like, no, you can't fucking sit there and not drink it. You got to drink that fucking drink. And which, of course, meant that I'd wake up the next morning in the fucking bathroom on the floor, and he would have banged 6 girls that we were trying to get off. So, yeah, that never worked out well for me, but it was a pretty fun job.
Jay, did you ever bounce?
Yeah, I bounced most of my university life.
Yeah, what you didn't have any great stories that came out of that?
There's a few. It was pretty fun.
Did you lick any girls' assholes?
He certainly did not do that.
You want to make it clear that Jay does not like tossing salads, everybody.
No, not even with a dental dam. Not even once.
Doesn't even wrap it up in saran wrap, just to keep it clean. Would you do that, Jay? Would you put the saran wrap on there and go to town?
What if you could Listerine before and after, and pour Listerine on her ass?
I was gonna say that. I was like,
as
what
we're
if?
doing it like a river of Listerine running down the small of her lower back onto her ass.
Have you ever? Do you know what a crack drink is?
No.
Crack drink is where you pour a shot down someone's spine and then you drink it as it comes off their ass crack.
Holy shit! That sounds like my fucking greatest dream ever.
I know. I thought you would like that, Jamie. That's why I
Yeah.
wanted to give that little gift to you right there.
In fact, I think I might leave right now and go find somebody to participate in this.
What kind of bars are they doing this in?
Actually, it was a bunch of rugby guys that were, I guess, like a dare kind of thing. That I saw a guy do an ass shot, or what I say, crack drink off another dude, and that takes some balls.
Yeah, hockey and rugby guys are a little weird like that, aren't they?
They are like
Yeah.
anytime I've ever been around rugby guys, they're a little bit different than other quote unquote athletes. So when you were bouncing, Jay, give me a good story. Give me your best bouncing story.
I cutting out.
I said, give me your best bouncing story.
Yeah, you're still cutting out.
I said, give me your best bouncing story.
My best bouncing story? I don't think there's too many good ones. I'll tell you one. I walked into the bar I worked into, which was a good story. I walked into this bar. It's called, you guys are going to laugh at the name of it. It's called Jim Bob Ray's. Okay, it's a little hillbilly name. And can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is clusterfuck number 2, by the way.
Fuck, you guys are cutting out. Anyways, it's called
You
Jim...
failed us again.
No, it's working.
Hello?
Yeah, Jay, go.
Alright, you guys cutting out on my end, but as long as you can
Yeah,
hear.
this shit's breaking up.
But I walk into this bar, Jim Bob Ray's, where I'm working, and this bar is like amazing. It's one of those, 200 people lineups down the street, even though it only holds about 450, and we let in around 600. And I walk in this bar with a couple of my buddies, and one of these guys had been banging this girl on the low, and she wanted to be his girlfriend, but he wouldn't let her. He was keeping everything quiet, and he had been talking about this guy, his best friend, on the football team, and he's like kind of obsessed with him. This guy's name was Ruff, Josh Ruff. He's a football player from Louisville, came to our school. Anyways, Josh kind of looked a lot like me, and I walked in with this guy Oliver, so she thought I was Josh. So wanting to make this guy jealous, she walked up to me and just started making out with me. And obviously, being the gentleman that I am, I immediately took my hand and shoved it up her dress. I was intoxicated on Bacardi 151s, and
that is the greatest beginning to any evening is just drink it straight 151.
Yeah, we used to just take 2 doubles as soon as the cab got to our place, stand in the washroom for about a minute, make sure it's not coming up, and then we just go, and we're pretty good for the night after that.
Hey.
And anyways, so this girl, as my hand's up there, I'm making out with her, I pull back, and I'm like, do you even know who I am? And she goes, yeah, you're Ruff. And I said, abso-fucking-lutely. That was the start of a good night.
Although that night did not end with your tongue up her ass.
It did not.
No, unfortunately, it was pretty boring after that because there was no ass licking.
Does she have a solid dry mouth?
Yes, that's why the night was so
Her mouth was her mouth very dry, Jay?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah, it was like fucking salt. Just a mouthful of Ritz crackers.
Oh, that's just how you like it.
Yeah.
I love Ritz crackers.
Ritz crackers have got to be the most delicious fucking thing on the planet. Like,
oh my god,
I don't know
amazing.
what sort of
Buttery
magician
and...
came up with that shit, but let me just take a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of flour and then add every bit of butter I can find and salt the fuck out of it. Boom.
That's Jay Nera's recipe for dinner every night for his girl. Is just to stuff as many Ritz crackers in their mouth as possible. Look, Jay, you should know this by now. Don't ever let anything slip amongst us. I mean, it's just going to run forever. For those that didn't hear the other podcast, Jay really likes a dry mouth blowjob.
He loves a dry mouth blowjob.
His favorite.
No sloppy blowjobs for that guy.
He hates them. You're talking about Ritz crackers. That's funny. Did you know you can't eat, 6 Ritz crackers in a minute?
What the fuck are you talking about?
You're full of shit.
Okay, you can't eat, I think it's 6, is it 6 or 7? 6 Ritz.
I could fit 6 fucking Ritz crackers in my mouth all at once.
All right, so you know what do you have? Okay, hold up. Then you can't drink anything with it. So do you have Ritz crackers at your house right now?
No. Why the fuck would I have Ritz crackers in my house?
I'm just saying. Or no, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Saltine. It's a saltine. Which is
that changes the whole fucking ball game, Paul.
That's an entirely different thing.
Okay,
well, it's 12 soda crackers with no water. I'm looking it up right now.
And I'm kind of offended. I'm kind of offended that nobody asked me if I ever bounced.
Do you have a really dry mouth?
Do you have a vagina? Because if you do, then the answer to that question is no. You've never bounced.
Oh my god.
We don't need to ask you that question. We know the answer.
Yeah, I know. Why would you ask me? It doesn't even make any sense. Move along.
It doesn't.
Hey, Talia, have you ever bounced?
Fuck you, Jamie.
She's like, in kindergarten, I was a hall monitor. That's the same thing.
No, I was never a fucking hall monitor.
I think, what's the other one?
The
You can't eat a single slice of bread in a minute.
What?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Jamie. Like it's so hard. I know. Look.
You're just making shit up now.
No, I'm not.
You're just babbling now.
Jay, look it up. Jay, look it up and tell me if
We'll
I'm
get
You
it
wrong.
can't eat a single slice of bread in a minute?
Yeah.
Have you ever fucking been to Texas Roadhouse or like fucking... Like,
Okay.
who has ever been to the Outback Steakhouse and not eaten an entire loaf of bread in a minute?
Okay, I'm telling you.
Paul's over there nibbling on the edge of a fucking piece of bread. I filled up on water before
All
I
right.
got here.
I want to get
That
this.
fucking-
I
that
want to
fucking
get
broad
this.
is just like, no, I'll just have a salad.
Hey, I want to get this on video. Jay, look it up. Jay's looking it up right now.
I am on Yahoo Answers right now. There's a ton of videos. And what do we got here? Out of a contest of 6 people, 2 of them did it, Paul.
Yeah, it's really hard though. I mean, it's more difficult than you think.
To eat more than one slice of bread in a minute.
I don't know what Talia is laughing about. She acts like this. I want her to get this on video of her doing it, and then when she fails,
I'm just thinking about Paul sitting at fucking Outback Steakhouse nibbling on a piece of bread.
actually, hold on. Actually, hold on. It's actually my bad. It's 2 slices of bread in under a minute.
That
What
changes
kind
the
of
game
bread?
entirely. 2
Are we
slices
talking
of
about
bread.
white
Oh my
bread,
God.
wheat bread,
It,
honey wheat, Ezekiel? Like, I'll fucking do it. You just tell me what kind of bread.
Yeah, 2 slices of white bread in 1 minute.
All right.
Oh, you got it?
I would like to see a person
No,
eat 2
I don't
slices
have
of
it. I don't
Ezekiel
eat
bread
gluten.
ever. That shit is disgusting.
Yeah, I hate bread, but I guess what I'm saying here is that now there's probably some people that did the one slice in 1 minute. Jay, is that what that one was?
Yeah, it was 1 slice.
And only 2 out of 6 people were able to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2 slices are fucking impossible.
There's something with a teaspoon of cinnamon too, or it's like a tablespoon of cinnamon. Like
Yeah, I saw those videos of that. That shit is fucking hilarious.
Actually, Talia, your homework for the next week would be to do the soda crackers, to do the bread, and the cinnamon challenge.
I can do the cinnamon, but I can't do the other ones. I eat gluten free.
We should-
Sorry.
Man, oh, fuck your gluten-free shit. You're going to eat some bread, goddammit.
Do you drink milk? Can you do the gallon of milk thing?
I can do milk.
You know, that's
Can
what
it be chocolate milk?
we need to do this on like video. Like we all need to try this like the 6 saltine crackers in 1 minute. Like Jamie laughed at this shit, but it's really hard.
Why the fuck would anybody eat 6 saltine crackers in the first place? Who the fuck wants a saltine cracker?
I guess
Can we change to Ritz crackers, Paul?
I don't
Ritz
I don't know
crackers.
I don't know if like a Ritz cracker if that changes the deal.
Because I could blast through some goddamn Ritz crackers.
You know what? We can try 6 Ritz crackers in a minute. Then we'll try. How about we try that next podcast? We'll do 6 Ritz crackers. Say 6 Ritz crackers really fast.
All of us will eat
crackers.
6 Ritz crackers.
See?
You can,
6 Ritz
you can
crackers.
nibble on your crouton balls.
Say it. Say 6 Ritz crackers really fast 3 times.
6 Ritz crackers, 6 Ritz crackers, 6 Ritz crackers.
And Talia did that with a diamond on one of her tooths.
Yes. I just got a diamond. I got my diamond put back on my tooth today at the dentist. I've actually filmed a video. It's on the Instagrams, and I posted it on my Facebook, everybody. But yes, it's a white gold heart with a little diamond in the middle.
Does anybody with a penis ever look at Instagram? I'm not even certain what the fuck it is.
Yeah, I mean, I just got on it like a couple weeks ago because I had so many people asking me if I would get on.
It's just another social networking tool. It's good. It's basically just picture sharing, and now you can do little 12-second videos. It's fun. It's
I
creative.
gotta be the only person on earth who just does not give a flying fuck what other people do with their lives, because I
That's
couldn't
because
care
you're
less.
antisocial and you're a grump, so you can stick to your grumpy little self and do all your boring stuff, and we'll be cool on our Instagrams.
Yeah, I'll do all my boring stuff.
Mainly people post food porn on there.
That is true.
That is the dumbest shit. Why would I possibly care what the fuck you're eating?
Talia did that today.
What are you talking about? Not today. That was yesterday. I posted a picture of my 1 pound of cheeseburgers for lunch, and it got like 130 likes in like 2 hours.
Everybody. I mean, most people like food porn pics, and I don't know why. Like, I personally don't get people putting up pictures of food.
I
don't
think
understand it
most
either.
of those likes probably came from the fact that they're like, holy shit, a hot girl just ate fucking a pound of cheeseburgers for a meal. All right, yeah, I'll fucking like that, because Is there anything more annoying than taking a bitch out to dinner and then her just like fucking like nibbling on a piece of lettuce and you just bought her like a $50 fucking meal? You just want to smash her fucking face on the table and
Hey,
walk out.
that's actually a pretty good segue into the little experiment I performed last night on my Facebook. Jay, did you catch all that?
I didn't see a lot of it. Just a little bit about the being held accountable for putting out after someone buys you dinner. Right?
Yeah. Right. So now let me finish with this before you go crazy, Jamie. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I put it. My first question was, okay. So if you go out with a woman on a first date and she buys you dinner, are you expected to put out? And the overwhelming response, of course, to that was yes. And then all the women said yes, of course. If I'm buying a man dinner, he's throwing the D. So I waited a while and set this up pretty easily. I don't know why no one saw this coming. So I waited a while, and then later I said, so if you go out to date, first date, and you buy her dinner, is she expected to put out? Now, what do you think the overwhelming response was?
No.
No, I'm not a whore.
Right. So then, of course, I ended up replying back that basically the one thing that bugs me about this is that women are always talking about like things like equality, right? And I always say that, women are the gatekeepers of sex. And you can't have equality between the genders when women are the gatekeepers and get to decide if we're going to get laid. And then they also want to bitch and complain and say, well, if I sleep with like 1,000 guys, I get called a slut. But if a dude sleeps with 1,000 chicks, he's a stud. And they're like, well, that's a double standard. And I don't think that's a double standard. I think that you have different standards for the genders because the playing field's not the same. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. I would somewhat agree with that. I've actually had this conversation with multiple people recently. I'm not much of what you would consider a feminist, actually. I really enjoy reading.
Now you got out.
So, yeah, I've actually done a lot of research on men and masculinity. I'm a sociologist by education, so I find gender roles and things like that to be incredibly interesting. And yeah, I definitely think there's an absolute double standard within, the constraints of gender. So, I don't know if it's necessarily, if I would consider that leveling the playing field, but women do like to complain a lot about certain things, and then also like to have power in certain areas.
Yes.
But I don't necessarily agree 100% that women are the gatekeepers of sex, because there are a lot of women out there that enjoy having sex and can very, very much overwhelm a man. And then it's kind of the opposite. Like the dude's like, "Whoa, you need to just chill the fuck out."
That's not a man, Talia. A man doesn't get overwhelmed by pussy. Okay.
I think we do know one guy who would say, "Whoa, I'm not going to lick your asshole."
That is.
That could be a deal breaker. That could be a deal breaker. I'm just saying.
That's
and then he'd be like, "What's up with that sloppy mouth? Here, shove this bread in there."
And eat 12 soda crackers, bitch.
Yeah, fuck. In 1 minute, goddammit.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, Talia. So if you don't want to use the term double standard, it has to be okay. The genders are different, right? I mean, obviously, that goes without saying. We have different strengths and different weaknesses. And when I say that women are the gatekeepers to sex, if a woman decides that she's going to go out tonight and she's going to get laid, she can get laid. If a guy decides he's going to go out tonight and get laid, he's probably not going to get laid. Yeah.
I guess I could agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I win. So
You don't win. This is not a competition, Paul.
it's always a competition. I'm a man, and I do not get overwhelmed by vagina.
Well, it is completely about competition. I mean, whether we're talking about capitalism or competition makes things better, when you're talking about a species, without competition, we don't get better. So picture two rhinos, two male rhinos and a female rhino, and these fuckers are fighting over the woman. And then she says, "No, guys, you don't need to fight over me. You can both have me." That's making Darwin turn in his fucking grave.
Right.
So there has to be that competition for the poontang.
except in modern society, instead of going, "No, guys, you can both have me," she go, "No, you guys are being just completely testosterone driven. Could you put on some really tight pants and maybe lose 50 pounds and then generally be a dickless piece of shit, and then maybe I'll consider thinking about letting you lick my vagina one time."
Yeah. I know it's a trap.
Provided you're weeping while you do it.
I'll give you an example of the turnaround. When I was out in Southern California a few years ago, it's very different there because every woman out there is beautiful. I mean, literally, like I didn't see an average-looking woman the whole 6 days I was there. I started looking for them after 4 days. I could not find one. So I was sitting in this bar one night, and the waitress, who was very beautiful, is telling me, she's like, I got to get out of here. And I'm like, why? It's awesome here. And she's like, because she said, I really want to get married and I want to have a family. She said, guys here won't settle down because the guy to girl ratio is way out of whack. There's like, there's so many more women compared to men. She said, so every guy here, he doesn't get married. He has multiple girlfriends. And I said, okay, this sounds awesome so far. Keep going. And she said, well, I have to leave because, all the women here are really gorgeous. So it's a big crop, for the men to pick from. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is what guys in the rest of the country go through every day of their life. I mean, it's competition with other males for fewer females. But it's the one place I've ever been to that I had multiple women tell me that. So, I mean, if you left right now, Talia, and you said, I'm getting off this podcast, I'm going to go get a couple of guys to bang it out. So you could go have that. But if Jay or Jamie or myself left and said, I'm going to go find 2 chicks to bang it out with tonight, probably not going to happen. So that's why I say it's not a double standard, because it's not a level playing field. It's not.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Point taken, and I do understand that to an extent, but I also feel like a lot of it's the pacification of men. Sorry, but I feel like that maybe we could help that issue if our men actually started being more like men. And
you know what? I agree with you, and this is something that Jamie and I have talked about a lot, and Jay and I have talked about a lot, and it's that we've emasculated, or we put emasculated men up on a pedestal in America now. We really do. Like we push them up and say, think about it anymore. Like being a tough guy, or like Arnold or Stallone, all the guys that were the top paid action stars in the 80s and 90s. That went away. So that idea of a guy, banging out the chick and killing a bunch of guys and that kind of stuff, that started being looked down upon. And I'm not saying that's obviously, I mean, the whole point of it is it's testosterone driven, it's alpha male driven. Those kind of things now are frowned upon. And they're not just frowned upon by the media or by quote unquote society, but I see a lot of men now. I posted something on my Facebook a while back, and it was something really basic to the effect of, hey, if you're a chick and you put up a bunch of cleavage and ass shots all day long, and you get messages from men who just want to talk about banging you, you should expect it.
Right.
And I had a dude call me misogynist and everything else, and say that the post was full of misogyny, and that I obviously hated women, and that I was a caveman, and that we'd be better off when men like me die out. Yeah.
When men like us die out, the species dies out.
That's fucking.
Oh, absolutely.
It's pretty well established.
Or we turn into matriarchal societies like hyenas.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you know what? Matriarchal societies have done well traditionally in the past. If you look at like the Etruscans, for instance, they did very, very well until those fucking greasy fucking wops descended out of the mountains after getting their shit pushed in by the Greeks for years and learning how to fight. Like the Etruscans held their own against the Greeks. They did fine
until
the fucking Sicilians decided to fucking just start shanking everybody and co-opt their culture and take the rest of it out of the Greeks.
So what you're saying is when the men showed up.
No, because the Etruscans didn't get conquered by the Greeks, so the men had showed up already. But it was just a matter of they just got overwhelmed by a lot of greasy, thieving, shitty fucking hill people.
The thing, I guess the whole point I'm getting at is the reason why and I guess I don't even, honestly, I mean, I'm asking for help from you guys. Other than the media and society portraying that, we have to be, I have a lot of theories about it. For example, the propping up of single mothers, right? We downplay the role of fathers in society. That's a big thing anymore, right? Like, we don't want to make anybody feel bad. So what we do is we say, oh, it's great to be a single mother. That shows you're strong. That shows you're awesome. That shows this. Well, what happened to the importance of a father? What happened to the importance? Why don't they say, instead of saying, "Hey, single mothers, you're awesome," why don't we say, "Hey, you people that are responsible for making babies, you males, go be a fucking dad, go be a fucking father in your kid's life."
Because that's racist. That's exactly why. Because that would be considered racist.
You mean because there's like the whole father problem that goes on in the black community?
Yes.
Right.
Because that really doesn't appear to be a huge problem in the other communities.
I mean, I don't know what the percentage is across races. I mean, I really don't. I'm saying just as a whole, regardless of your race, what it bothers me is the downplaying of the father in kids' lives. Like, that really bothers me because kids need a dad and a mom. As I talked about earlier, men and women have strengths, right, and weaknesses, and especially for kids growing up, they need the strengths of the mother and the strengths of the father to be balanced.
Here you go.
What?
By race, 49% American Indians are single-parent households, or Asian Pacific Islanders, 17% black, 65% white, 23%.
So you're okay.
I was just pulling up this exact same table on datacenter.kidscount.
Exactly. That's what I was looking at.
So what families in America have the most like dual parents?
Asian, Jay's people.
Jay's people.
Jay's people are good and industrious people.
Snow monkeys?
No, Jay's Filipino.
Oh, so Asian people.
Yeah, that's also why Jay likes dry, rough tongues, because he's Filipino.
He likes that cat tongue.
Yep. We've been over that. We've been over the horror of the cat tongue.
So here's the thing. I have said for a while, one of my personal reasons that I think that they prop up emasculated males is because that's a way for to basically take to women and empower them, right? Because
I'm sorry, I had that wrong. That was 2007. It's 67% the black community now.
That are single mothers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's atrocious.
And it's 25% white.
So 25% of white people are basically single mothers that have kids, and then 67% in the black community.
Yeah, and the Asians are still winning at that.
What is that, like 80%? Or I'm sorry, the other way, right? It's like 10%?
Yeah, it's 17%.
Wow. Yeah. That's pretty solid. So I guess my question would be,
I wonder if that would have anything to do with the fact that that Asian women are typically much more
submissive,
for lack of a better word, subservient.
Subservient,
right.
Submissive, right? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, what? Like, I mean, we can go either way with this. We can either talk about the emasculation of males, or we can talk about single mother homes. Which one do you want to go with? Either way, it's a dicey topic.
Yes, yes. We're all going to get accused of racism one way or the other.
Yeah.
Okay, not if you're citing statistics that are taken by a census.
Still going to get accused of racism.
Yeah. I mean, we don't stick to the emasculation of men because we don't have to talk about race. How about that? Why don't we just talk about gender?
Yeah, because women don't get mad about that, and emasculated males don't get upset over that either. So we'll go with that, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they absolutely do. Actually, Paul, I don't know, or because Jamie doesn't participate on Facebook, and Jay, I don't know how active you are, but I posted, actually, it was probably like 2 weeks ago, about the feminization of men and how it was a travesty, and I just posted maybe 2 sentences about it, and it got it just went fucking crazy, and people, there's like 50 shares and hundreds of comments and all kinds of shit, and then I was accused of bullying. And why can't we just accept people for who they are? And of course, you had your political, you had your political correctness. You had the people that were like, "Thank you, Talia," coming from a woman, saying like, "It's okay for a man to be manly." And then, you had other guys that were like, "Well, I have feelings. Are you saying feelings aren't okay?" And I'm like, that's not the fucking point. The point is that I was trying to make the point that we are devaluing men in society, and we're devaluing masculine characteristics. We're feminizing like almost everything, and it's fucking society up. It's ruining things. Gender is not sex. Sex and gender are two different things. Gender is we play gender. I dress up every day. I put on makeup. I play a girl. A girl is not my sex. I'm a female. So we have gender roles. And there's a reason why society works with gender roles. I'm not saying that women don't deserve certain things and that we shouldn't have an opinion and we shouldn't be able to vote, but I am saying that men serve a purpose and masculine characteristics serve a purpose. And coming from a strong woman too, and someone who values strength, and I am very aggressive and strong-willed, and I have a strong personality, I appreciate a man that can be a man and actually lead. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I first off, number one, I'm very turned on right now, and number two is that number two is that now I can't even talk. I don't know what number two. What was I going to say for number two, Jay?
I don't know.
Jamie spoke for Jay.
All right, everybody, get your dicks out of your hands. Let's have a real conversation.
No, what I was going to say is that I mean, I agree with everything you're saying, but what happens is that it's kind of like what you said about your status or whatever. And I mean, I've said these things before too. I made a couple of comments, jokes before, writing about guys losing their man card, and guys get really fucking upset about that shit. Like, get really fucking upset. I made a joke about a guy turning in his fucking sports car to buy a minivan. And personally, just how I feel about that, if you're driving a minivan, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you got fucking castrated. I mean, that's just, you've been domesticated.
I mean, a minivan's not sexy.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Get a Suburban. Get an Escalade.
Wait, hold on. Here's my thing. Like, this is my point about that. I think a male, just because he gets married, he shouldn't have to give up his identity as a male because he got married. If he wants to drive a fucking Viper, he should be able to drive Viper. And people say, well, if he's got kids, he needs to be able to be, practical and that kind of thing. Okay, well, it's like you said, get a fucking Tahoe.
You know, there was my favorite fucking commercial of all time for a car. Debuted at the Super Bowl 2 or 3 years ago. It was for a Dodge Magnum. It was the angriest, most misogynist fucking commercial ever, and I don't think most people caught it. But it was this guy like angrily doing a voiceover with like this Magnum just like fucking tearing up the road, and he's like, "Fucking cunt won't bang me. Fucking cunt makes me fucking like put pink doilies on my fucking bedspread. Fucking cunt made me have 11 fucking kids that I just want to fucking strangle. So fuck her. I got this goddamn car." And it's like, fucking car roaring in the background, like just fucking tires blowing off the goddamn thing. He's running over fucking pedestrians. It was like the greatest commercial ever, and it perfectly summed up exactly what you're talking about, like the quandary of the emasculated American male husband.
Yeah.
I mean, every goddamn married comedian's like, yeah, fucking bitch won't fuck me. Like, it's not even funny anymore. It's just goddamn depressing. It's like that show, Everybody Loves Raymond. How the fuck can you watch that show and think it's funny? It's goddamn depressing. I just want to go in there with a chainsaw and fucking cut everybody to bits.
Well,
there's nothing I hate more. I fucking hate it. It drives me absolutely insane is when I see a woman emasculate her man in front of other people, or say something disparaging to him, or embarrass him, intentionally embarrass him, or fucking cut his balls off in front of people.
But you want your man,
you want the man that you're with to be like your king. Like, you're the queen, he's the king. That's it.
Right, but do you know who allows that?
The man.
The man, he allows that shit.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of some show that was talking about this, about how emasculated our men have become, and it was a reality show, of course, which I'd never fucking watched, but I think it was on the internet. And basically, she gets mad at him and locks him out of his home, and he's at his front door, knocking and like, "Baby, don't be mad, please, baby, let me in." Blah blah. I would have kicked the fucking door off the hinges at warp speed so fast it would have gone through the entire house. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
And all her shit would have ended up on the fucking lawn.
It would have been in a bonfire in the fucking backyard.
Yeah, cancel her fucking cards. Yeah, have a good time. Have a good life, bitch. Fuck out of my house.
Yeah, I mean, and then other guys, like, and what I'm getting at here, and the part that I'm going to get to is that other men hear what we're going to say in this podcast, or hear or read what I wrote about this, and they get offended. They say, well, I don't care if you think I act like that or whatever. And I'm just like, well, okay. As a man, it's kind of like what Talia said. You're supposed to act like a king. You're supposed to have a certain amount of masculine ownership in your life.
Yeah.
I don't think because you're with a woman that you have to give that up. If you let her, this is what women will do, and Talia she'll probably verify this. Women will always see the boundaries. What's the how empowered am I in this relationship? And she does that for a few reasons to test whether or not how strong her man is and what she can fucking get away with. And women will test those boundaries. They will check and see, all right, is this cool? And if she's with a more emasculated or laid back male, she'll get away with more. But what ends up happening is she starts to feel very unbalanced in that relationship. And I've heard this from women because she has to do everything. She's with a guy. She's like, oh, you know, like I have to cater to his emotional needs and this and that. So what a lot of men don't understand is that the woman wants the man to act like a fucking man because she doesn't want to have to do everything in the relationship. And that's what a lot of these guys do is they just have a honey-do list all the time and just pay attention to her honey-do list, and they lose all of their identity. Like, how did they get laid in the first place?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely that is a lot of that is true, and I am not at all saying that men shouldn't express emotion or have feminine characteristics that make for a more well-balanced human being. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm not saying it's not okay for a guy to cry, like any of that. But I'm saying when it comes time, like there's just sometimes that man just needs to be a fucking man, and that's okay. And that is a turn on. I would feel like a woman would, in my opinion, I mean, as a woman and the type of woman I am, I want that. I want a man to take charge and to lead in certain areas. But yeah, I do think that women are good at a lot of ways manipulating the situation, whereas I think men are too. Men push the envelope and try to define boundaries and understand them as well. But yeah, you completely lose the attraction factor when you realize that there's not any fight left in the man that you're with.
Right. They're basically, you're so empowered now that you're bored.
Exactly. Been there, done that.
Yeah,
left a trail.
And I tell guys that is to constantly be a challenge. You need to be a challenge to your woman, but I mean, you'll always need to be a bit of a challenge, I think, to even each other. So, you know, it's Jay, where are you at? I told you to fucking talk.
Sorry, man, I'm having a hard time following. It's in and out a little bit.
Okay, so basically, we're talking about why men are emasculated these days and why they have become accepting of that role.
Well, it also has to do with the fact though that women are choosing the emasculated men, right?
But why? Why are so many women now choosing emasculated males?
It's what they grow up watching on TV now.
Yeah,
it's what's in every music video. It's fucking Twilight Sparkly Vampire Boy. So that's what they've been learning to like. They're programmed to like it. You know, girls who are born in the '80s are gonna like men like us. Girls who are born in the '90s are gonna tend to like your little douchey kind of, you know, Jersey Shore kind of guys.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I to an extent, women born in the '80s. I mean, I was born in the '80s, but a lot of my girlfriends and women that I come into contact with are of my age, and they have no earthly idea why I'm attracted to the men I'm attracted to.
So I'll come back to the single mother thing because it all comes full circle. And my point about that is that single mothers oftentimes feel like they've been they had a shit ride with a man's man, if you understand what I'm saying. So what they do is they hate the kind of man they're attracted to, right? A lot of these women, they hate the kind of man they were attracted to. So they raise their son, these single women often raise their sons as the kind of man they wish they were attracted to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I
think a lot of women, though, confuse masculinity with, like, being an asshole.
Yeah.
Chauvinism.
Yeah, like, one of the things I hear, and I want to put this to rest because I hate this, is guys say this, and this is bullshit. Guys will say, women like dudes who are assholes. And I'll say, no, girls like dudes who are assholes. Women like men. And men are not fucking assholes. They're just men. And when I say they're men, they're confident in who they are. Jamie, we had a question a long time ago. It was one of the few times we were silent, and I said something, and you were just like, wow, that's really good. I agree. And it was a guy asked us, he's like, when do you know your place? Or, like, how do you identify your place? Or, you know when you're a man? How do you know when you become a man? Which is a great question, right?
Right.
And I think my answer was something to the effect of when you understand what you're put on this world to do. I mean, when you come to an understanding of what it is you really want to do with your life, I think that's a big part of becoming a man. Is like, this is what my belief system, or this is what my core beliefs are going to be, and they're cemented in who you are. And when you talk to these guys, they're kind of what I call like free spirits. They're kind of like, mist in the wind. Like, they don't really have a foundation on who they are. That's why they have, like emo cut haircuts and wear fucking skinny legged jeans. They look like they were mass produced.
Yeah, I totally would have gone a different direction with that and said, the first time you really got your tongue deep in a girl's asshole, that would have been the time when you become a man. But unfortunately, then Jay would have to put on the dress.
I'm a little bitch. I'm currently pulling my hair over one of my eyes.
I think the day you become a man is the day you wake up and realize you really like a good sloppy blowjob.
Jay's he's gonna be the new member of Broken Side.
Right. Okay, so Jay, that's my question to you is, what do you feel like is that day? What do you feel like the day that encapsulates that? Okay, I'm a man. What do you think that turning point is? I mean, it's a pretty deep.
I think the point when I looked at my life and I said, okay, I'm in charge of my life now, and I take responsibility for that. I'm not gonna call my dad and ask him for help on anything. I'm not gonna ask my mom for shit. It's like, if I want to do something, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna accept the consequences of my actions. I am a man.
So basically, if you wanted to take all of that and put that into a word, it would be responsibility.
Yeah. Self-respect.
Yeah. So there's your core beliefs, right? Like self-respect. And that comes back to when you let a woman treat you like you're below her, or that you have to answer to her, and you're either not equal or you're not the male. Because I think, it's kind of like Talia said, I think if you're a king, that means you're a leader, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, you might be the tone setter or whatever. I mean, I think there's a mutual exchange there. But I know that I like to defer to my man. I want him to help me make decisions. And I think that there's a mutual exchange, too. I think that my man would ask me for my opinion on certain things. But having full faith and trust in his decision and knowing that he's going to make the best decision for the both of us, that is very manly.
And that comes back to what Jay just said, is that for that man to fill that role, he's got to be responsible, he has to have integrity, and he has to take the onus on himself that he's going to make those decisions and live with whatever comes of them.
Yeah. And a lot of guys are not willing to do those things.
So, that'd be my question. Why? Like, why are men not willing to take those responsibilities on?
Is it just men, or is it like maybe the generation?
I guess that's.
I would say the entire generation.
Yeah, I think that's probably better before we keep. We've actually been on a man bashing topic for a while, but
I would happily go with just about every person under the age of 25 ought to be liquidated at this point.
I would agree with that. A good amount of them, man. Like, it's insane sometimes when you see all the shit people are putting out there on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I think if you have a picture of yourself with a duck face, you should be shot.
Can we get rid of Rob
let's
Bailey?
Hunt you. You're a fucking duck. Let's go hunting.
Does that mean we can get rid of Rob Bailey first?
Oh.
What?
Went deep on that. We had our Rob Bailey discussion off air, so nobody has any idea what we're talking about. But I went out and said that Rob Bailey, I like Rob Bailey. I think I like his music and shit like that. And fucking Jay and Paul just ate my lunch just fucking hate him. And I mean, I don't know shit about the guy because I'm not involved in any social anything, so I don't know shit about anybody. All I know is Daniel and Bailey's hot as shit, and Rob Bailey seems to be a cool guy, and I like his music, and they appear to have fun together. That's the extent of my knowledge of them.
I know people that know Rob personally, and I'll plead the fifth on that one.
Well, I already said what you said.
Okay.
said he's a piece of shit. So there you go.
I didn't say personally he's a piece of shit. I said I know people who know him personally that have said that about him.
Yes, very emphatically.
Yeah, very.
I never said anything negative about him. I don't know who he is.
God, Jay, why don't you just lose your balls right now? Look, he takes more duck face pics than any dude I know.
Does he really?
Oh my, yeah.
Again, I don't know shit about him.
If that's the case, then let's shoot him right now.
It took me about 12 minutes to find Talia's fucking Facebook just now. So, yeah.
Talia, do you want to weigh in on the Rob Bailey topic?
I've never met him personally. I've only followed them both just through social media. You know, while some of the things that I think, you know, they do are a little silly, and his duck face photos are quite amusing, they have built a fucking empire, and I can't knock them for being amazing entrepreneurs. Like, seriously. That's pretty awesome what they've done.
But Jay
for
said,
themselves.
hold on, but Jay said we should kill anyone making duck face pics, and Rob makes them every day.
Yeah, but Rob also fucks Dana Lynn Bailey, so
I
think he gets a pass.
I think that as soon as you make a duck face pic, you're a piston milkshake.
I'm just gonna refer you to any
Did
picture of
somebody say
Dana Lynn
milkshake?
Bailey.
If
If you have shaken Dana Lynn Bailey's hand at some point, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a pass on everything.
Like, what is a duck face? Like, that's usually people trying to look pretty, pucker up their lips, right?
Right.
So we see women doing that because they want to look pretty and attractive, blah, blah, blah. When a guy makes a duck face, I feel like that is something that you're trying to appeal to other men for.
I don't know. You'll never get a date with me if you take a duck face picture.
Well, then you don't have
That's
to
what
worry
I'm saying.
about you don't have to worry about Rob Bailey trying to bang your snatch.
Bang her snatch. Dude, where do you come up with this shit? Like, you said plowed earlier, as if you're like 148 years old. They're going to engage in sexual commerce. Like, next.
Old man of the group.
Yeah, seriously.
I do plow is my favorite. I'll say that shit just because I think it's funny because that's my point. Who says that? Who talks about plowing women? I just think it's fucking hilarious.
I'm laughing.
Talia won't have to worry about Rob Bailey plowing her snatch.
That's one sentence I thought I would never ever hear in my life.
Yeah. No, Rob Bailey, you cannot plow my snatch. I don't care how cool you're.
So I've discussed my lack of game at great length, but here's my ultimate lack of game. There were two girls who were both like apparently fairly into me. I found out like years later, but I just looked at them from afar and I was like, I'm not even gonna fucking talk to these broads. But they both had Dana Lynn Bailey's general look, only not as jacked. And one of them waved at me once, and I fell down a flight of fucking steps. I fell down a flight of steps, and I was stone cold sober. Yeah, that's how much game I have. But I've always been like retarded for that fucking haircut, so that's probably half the reason why I love Dana Lynn Bailey.
Oh, you like that dog ear haircut?
Dude, I grew up in the hardcore scene, so like you can't have gone to hardcore shows in the '90s and not love that haircut.
Like I think Dana Lynn Bailey's cool. Like I mean, obviously, she's got an incredible physique. She looks amazing. I think she's really pretty. I've heard people say they think that that Dana is kind of mannish looking. I don't know what kind of men they've been looking at, or women.
She's fucking strong too. And all right, I see what you're saying about the duck. There's a lot of duck face going on there.
Yeah, if you look at pictures of Rob, he's pretty much always got a duck face going on. I wonder if he sleeps like that.
He even manages to do it while he's lifting, and I'm not even sure how that's possible.
Well, I guess that's the thing. Like I've seen videos of him, and he can't even just make a normal grunt face while he's lifting. Like he's got to stick his tongue out, and I mean, everything to me comes across as I'm not looking at who he is. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at a caricature or like something that's like a fake persona. The best compliment that I got 2 weeks ago when I did the seminar in Colorado was literally from 25 people there said, you are exactly the same person that you come across as online. And to me, that's a great compliment because that means, I don't come across as fake.
Yeah.
But when I see like pictures of them and when I see how, he acts and stuff, I think it just seems like a big fake persona to me.
Well, I will say in every single picture I'm looking at right now of Dana Lynn Bailey, she's either making a snarly face or a duck face. So
Yeah, and she sticks her tongue out a lot, and she's, they definitely play up their shtick. They have a shtick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to send you guys a photo of her right now on a man's body that is making me laugh my ass off, but I don't know how to send it on Skype. Jack is just like, well, not Jack. He's like a skinny physique kind of poser. You know, the guys who are too skinny to be bodybuilders, but they oil
Right,
themselves.
they wear like board shorts.
Are you
and
talking?
trains
Are you
around
talking about
stage.
those? What do they call them? I call them men's fitness.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's actually
Yeah,
supposed to be
like-
called men's physique, but I call it men's figure. I'm sorry, men's figure.
yeah. Men's figure.
Anyway, someone took her face and put it on one of those bodies. That's kind of fun. I wish I knew how to send it to you guys right now.
Just reply all to the email.
Yeah.
Oh, bad idea.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that's the main thing is kind of what Jay was talking about was, I think that's the other thing, right? And I heard this from a female competitor. She said that the men's figure competitors are like the biggest divas ever. Like they're the biggest crybabies, the biggest whiners. Like every.
There's also 400 fucking million of them in every competition now. I just worked one, like working the merch table.
Yeah.
And it was just non-stop fucking 130-pound guys walking around with their shirt. Like, you'll never see a bodybuilder walking around at a show with his shirt off unless he's going on stage. These fucking idiots are running around with their shirts off the whole goddamn time, wearing fucking, that pale pink lipstick that sluts used to wear? It's like the hottest goddamn lipstick ever. I don't know if it's lipstick or lip gloss or whatever the fuck it is, but they actually wear that shit. They wear fucking makeup. It's bizarre. It's disconcerting. Is what it
Really?
is.
That is
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
That is fucking weird.
Yeah, the whole thing's creepy and gross, and they have no fucking legs, no calves, no nothing, and then on top of everything else, like, they're not even muscular. They're just like some skinny fucking bitches that tan a lot.
I get that every time. It never fails. I'm disconnected from the bodybuilding scene for the most
Flag nor fail, baby.
Yeah, I'm disconnected from that so much. But when I go to bodybuilding shows, I'm always amazed at how small these guys are. Like, and I mean, even most of the bodybuilders, right? Unless it's the heavyweights or super heavyweights. But I'm always amazed, like they're on stage, and it's such an illusion, right? Because they're shredded. Oh my God, that's hilarious, Jay. Jesus.
Wait. Checking.
Oh my God.
What, do you email it to us?
Yes.
Would you hit that?
No.
Would you let that give you?
Yeah, I'd still bang her just because of the haircut.
Wow, you're really obsessed about that haircut.
Yeah.
What I was saying was, it's like I go to I'm going to a bodybuilding show this weekend to see my longtime friend who I've actually never met, but I've known him online for 15 years. Rob Kreider going to compete in the IFBB North Americans, and I'm always amazed every time I go, is that how small a lot of these guys are, because they're like 5'5", and like 185 pounds. That's like, what? Did you just get that picture?
Laughing at the red panda? I love red pandas.
Did you
I
just?
sent you guys a picture of a red panda doing a muscle up.
You mean through email?
No, it's on Skype. There was a GIF of a red panda headbutting a pumpkin. I swear to God, I probably spent an hour over the course of like a month watching that video. I don't even know why. It was fucking hilarious. Just like took a running start, fucking bashed the shit out of this pumpkin. With its head.
Okay, you'll have to put this GIF up on the website, because nobody's gonna get how funny that is just hearing us
Yeah,
laughing.
it's kind of funny.
That's pretty fucking awesome, actually. And that red panda is cute as shit.
It's
It
super
couldn't be any
cute.
fucking cuter. It's not possible. Every single red panda on the planet is the
It
cutest.
looks like he's got a goddamn smile on his face, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's like, fucking check me out, bitch. Look at that shit.
Red pandas are awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, that was, like I said, I'll actually be going to the IFBB North American Championships this weekend, where I hope to see my buddy Rob win the overall, because he go pro. He's 42. He's been competing since 92. So that's a long time to be a bodybuilder and not go pro, but
I would have given up about 20 years ago.
Yeah, and that goes to show you that he's got an incredible amount of love for what he does and a lot of passion, and I can respect that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Don't most people not turn pro until their late 30s, anyways?
I don't know in bodybuilding anymore because I don't follow as much, but I know.
There's that one dude. He's a rookie this year. he has been lifting for 3 years. He got his pro card weighing 285 fucking pounds.
Yeah,
Seems like Big Ramey or something
yeah,
like that.
I've actually seen pictures of that guy. He's fucking. It's hard to believe how big that guy is.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, and he was like a fisherman or something like that.
No,
he was 200 pounds like 3 years ago, and now he's 285.
No, Jamie, he's like 315.
It's fucking retarded.
Like
I've
never seen a guy that big in my life ever. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, fucking ridiculous looking.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's like 315, and he's well, like sub 10% body fat. I mean,
that's insane. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and I think Jamie's right. He's literally only been lifting, I think it's like 4 or 5 years or some shit.
I don't even see how that's possible.
I don't know. I mean, that's a big cycle.
Yeah, I would be very interested to see. I mean, we've discussed certain bodybuilders or certain powerlifters off air that like are dead in a year, and he's got to be on a cycle that like blows that shit out of the water.
Yeah, he's got like 27 days of life left.
Yeah. He's gonna make it to the Olympia and drop dead the second he steps off stage.
You got to do a lot. I mean, even if guys that are genetically gifted, that a lot of people don't understand this. Even if guys are genetically gifted, like it doesn't matter. There's lots of guys that had great genetics. I mean, Lee Haney had great genetics, right? His biggest competition weight, I think, was in the 230s.
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, most of the guys. Well, really, none of the past Mr. Olympias could be competitive now. It's gotten completely out of hand.
Maybe Yates. Yates was still a fucking monster. He was still competing at 267 pounds or so. I think Ronnie and Dorian could, though they both ended up with that distended gut look later.
Yeah, like super distended.
And I hate
Lee Haney was a pretty big boy too, wasn't he?
That's what I said. Lee was. A lot of people don't get this. Like Lee Haney was, I think, in the high 230s when he was competing. A lot of people don't understand that 230, as lean as you can get with holding no water, is fucking big. Like a lot of people don't understand that. Like that means when you just put some food back in him over the next couple of days, he's 260 pounds. What are you sending now? Oh,
she's got to get off the air.
I got 10 minutes. You guys have me for 10 more minutes.
All right, we're gonna do 10 more minutes. Jay, give a topic.
Well, I was about to talk about Alexei Lesukov because I just thought of him. He's a fucking freak. Do you know who that is?
I have no idea who that is. How do you spell his fucking name?
It's Russian. Lesukov. Alexei Lesukov. Just look up pictures of this guy. He's like a young amateur bodybuilder out of Russia whose muscularity is insane.
Let's see. Alexei Lesukov. I remember this guy. He's been around for a while, Jay.
He's still an amateur.
Yeah, but I mean...
Yeah, this guy, they were saying, I think he got an invite to the Olympia a couple of years ago as an amateur.
Jesus, how old is this guy?
He looks like he's 14 in his face. It's fucking crazy.
He's 12. He's Russian. What do you think?
Fucking Russians. I was just in Russia, and those boys are big.
Well...
They're big. Oh, here, let me wipe up the drool that's coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, he's a big. The women there are quite large too.
Oh, dude, yeah. Tell your story about the Vanya.
Oh my God, it's like a girl's dream come true.
Uh-oh.
Seriously. So I was in Russia for a U.S. versus Russia.
Hold up. Did Jay lick your asshole?
Damn it! No,
lick anyone's asshole.
No.
Well, she said a girl's dream come true. Go ahead. Did you bang Klokov?
No, and he's not totally not my type. Totally not my type. Too much of a pretty boy. He can go on with himself.
Shit, that is a sentence you will never hear another chick who lifts weights say.
Ever say. You just blasphemed as far as women.
Yeah, and I would say even 60% of the guys who lift weights would be like, yeah, I'd let Klokov slipping at me.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with that because that's exactly how I feel. I mean, he's a good-looking dude, but does really nothing for me.
Yeah, I'm positive you'd never get wet for that. You'd be so dry. You'd be like
it'd be like Ritz crackers all up in me.
You'd be like, I got nothing. You'd be like, I'm sorry, Klokov, but I got nothing but Ritz crackers going on over here.
That'd then Jay just rolls in with a Superman punch. He's like, somebody say Rich Crackers. What's up, bitch? But I'm not licking your asshole. God damn it.
Did you bang Konstantinov?
No.
Is that one?
I didn't have the pleasure of meeting the gentleman.
The gentleman.
Gentleman. That's what you
I love
call
when
it.
anybody calls a Russian a gentleman. It's like, what fucking planet are you from? Everything they do is in the furtherance of evil. Like, they might be awesome, but Jesus Christ. But anyway, tell your story about the Banya.
Oh, Konstantinov is a fucking intense dude, man. He's at the banquet, the one where Misha Koklev tried to kill me and Willie Albert. Konstantin was there, and he was a little bit injured, and he didn't pull. He wanted to pull a new world record. And at the banquet, he walked up to Mike Sweeney, the head of the WPC, and we were sitting there because we were the only English-speaking competitors. Anyways, Konstantin walks up to him, and he's standing super close, and he's speaking in English, but he's not, he's not very fluent in English. And he goes, "Mr. Sweeney, I would like to apologize for not lifting new world records. I'm sorry. I will not let you down again. I have to go. Thank you." This is insane.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then Kolkayev starts trying to smash her head into Willie Alberts and flipping over tables and shit.
Yeah.
No, Misha's my kind of man. I might have a little bit of a crush on Misha, to be honest with you.
It's like, so you wouldn't bang Konstantin, but you would take Kokliov.
Yeah, Misha's badass. She's arguably one of the
She sounds
best
like she
strength
doesn't.
athletes to ever walk the face of the planet.
She doesn't sound all rich crackered up over there anymore right now.
No, not
She
for
sounds well
Misha.
lubricated now.
Yes.
A man that can put that kind of weight overhead, woo, take me out for some steak.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about tube steak.
I was gonna say you beat me to it. I was gonna let you roll with that. So go ahead. Tell us your lame story.
Anyway, it's not a fucking lame story because I was surrounded by a bunch of amazingly strong, beefy men. In Russia, they have traditional banyas or bathhouses. So after the competition, it was U.S. versus Russia versus Siberia.
You got all three holes plugged?
Yeah, I did actually. Are you gonna let me finish this fucking story? I gotta get off this podcast here.
All right, go ahead.
It's a good one. So anyway, after the competition was over. Oh my god. I don't even know why I decided to do this podcast.
Go ahead. You're in a Russian bathhouse.
I'm in a Russian bathhouse with a bunch
Surrounded
of
by big beefy men.
with a bunch of strongmen, and nobody had any bathing suits. So basically, I was the only female in a room full of about 12 dudes that weighed 300 plus pounds, and I was just chilling in the bath with them, and it was amazing.
God, I told you that story would be lame.
It's not lame in my brain.
Yeah, the way I heard it, it involved a forest of cock and
A forest of.
forest of cock.
Where's a cock, and she became the lumberjack.
Did
Oh my god, can you guys have a little respect?
You're a lady. Now she's a lady.
Now she's a lady, but she was surrounded by gentlemen.
Yeah,
Okay.
gentleman who she wanted to fuck her in the ear, and she's a lady.
Did you get all 5 holes plugged? Yes or no? Answer that question.
I plead the fifth.
Oh, that's a yes. It's
You know,
all-
I
Did you
think
see,
one
see
of
the
my
plan?
One of my favorite bukkake moments was seeing a chick snort a line of cum off another chick's stomach.
Was she a lady?
She was absolutely a lady.
Did that come from a gentleman?
Oh my god. I think I said this in the last podcast that this is going to do wonders for my reputation. Thank you.
An absolute gentleman.
Yes. Well, Talia, I know you have to run, so we'll let you go.
All right, you guys can talk shit about me once I get off the air here.
Don't worry, we will. But we want to thank you for coming on, and you're going to want to come back, right?
Oh, of course, if you guys ask nicely.
Okay, we won't, but you'll just come back. That's just how it works.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. You're all assholes.
All right.
Have fun, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, we love you, Talia. Be safe.
Love you. Bye.
All right, so we'll finish up real quick. I don't know where to go with that. After that, I feel depleted.
Yeah, I think we're done. I think we hit the wall there.
Jay, you have to talk. I told you before, when you talk, it's great, and you don't talk enough.
Oh, there's so many people talking at once. It's hard for me to get in.
You got look. You got to get.
You guys had her spit roasted. I had nowhere to go.
I thought Jamie and I did a good job there of kind of beating her up as she tried to tell her story.
I wanted to hear the damn story, but now I didn't. Now I'm pissed off. I wanted to hear it.
But you know what the reason why that is, and I'm just saying this. We beat on men for a while, so we'll beat on women for a couple of minutes. Women tell the worst stories. Like every time.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I heard that story, it was much, much better.
Okay, well, maybe she held back. You tell us the story from her lips through your ears, through your mouth. How'd it go?
So they're doing shots in the sauna.
Oh, see, that's some shit she left out. So go ahead.
Yeah, and she's staring at dudes' wet packages because they're all just wearing their fucking underwear in the thing. And so she ended up taking a picture of. She made all the guys stand in a row, and standing shoulder to shoulder, and took a picture of all their asses, like just so she could fucking have that, I suppose. Put it that way.
So I can have that.
So she could possess that picture.
Okay, Jay, who's the best powerlifter walking around on the planet right now?
Walking around the planet right now?
Right now.
I will say annoyingly Dan Green.
Jamie?
Shit, I guess Dan Green.
I'm not going to say Dan just to be different. I'll go with Coquelicot.
He doesn't have a record.
Yeah, I know, but the reason why I go with him is just because every time that he goes out and lifts, it looks like he just warmed up and then he's done 9 for 9.
You know, Paul Nguyen just hit, I think, 685 at 165 in the deadlift, which was pretty sweet.
All right, I'll retract it. I'll go.
And he pulled conventional too. He didn't pull sumo.
I'll retract it. I'll go with Dan Green. Fuck.
And the only person in my eyes, who you could argue against that would be Andre Belayev.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean I go with Coquelicot.
He is a fucking stud.
When you say powerlifter, I think of someone who's got a good total, good at all 3 lifts. Right. So like Pozdiev doesn't count because he can't bench 400 pounds.
He's just a puller.
Yeah, and a squatter.
Hey, I'm sorry, he squats. Who was I thinking about that's just a puller?
In the 220 class, Omelchenkov.
Oh, it's another Russian guy. It's kind of small, but he's a great puller, but he's not really good at anything else. I can't remember. Who was it that broke Cohn's record at 198?
That's Belayev.
That's Belayev. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Belayev has a 2028 total at about 214 pounds. Like he didn't cut.
That's not him. There's a Russian that's a great puller that's really not good at anything else. I can't remember who it is. There's so many Russians. So many.
Guys I can think of are Pozdiev and Omelchenkov. Alexei Omelchenkov.
Right.
So
there is one point of business we need to discuss.
Okay.
Apparently, Rum is trying to ban benching on their toes.
Okay, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I can do either way.
It seems like a completely arbitrary rule, though.
I thought all of us kind of he put a vote up, and pretty much all of us were against it. So it's all good now.
So
right.
So you can bench on your toes?
I think. Hold on, I'm actually reading something off my phone right now. Raw Unity will not change its rules regarding the bench press.
Okay, so that means you have to bench flat-footed.
No, either way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't really have a. I think that's kind of one of those ambiguous kind of rules, and I'm a pretty big stickler on that stuff, but I don't really know that matters, right?
I'd be happy if they just said touch the chest and bounce it off your chest, and who cares? It still takes a lot of strength.
You're okay with a bounce press?
Fuck, if I can't bounce press 550 pounds off my chest, can you?
No, I'd get crushed.
Exactly.
Sorry, Jay, you're still doing rum, right?
Absolutely.
Jamie, you're doing rum, right?
Yep.
I'm doing rum.
And Talia's going to do rum, too.
And I'm doing rum. So we'll all be at rum.
Cool.
That's going to be... And we should do a podcast that weekend, like live, camera.
Actually, that's a really good idea. And I actually... because I don't know if you guys have ever seen, but I have posted some of the shittiest videos ever because I use a 15-year-old fucking camera.
You use you use a potato.
Yeah, seriously. So I actually got a legitimately decent decent camera because I had the greatest fucking concept for a video ever for Chaos and Pain. So I might as well spill the beans. It's gonna be fucking amazing. I'm getting this dubstep DJ, the guy who does that mixes this shit down. He's doing a remix of Sizing Shit dubstep, and then we're gonna do just a bunch of goofy ass shit. Like Cam and Talia are gonna be wearing their fucking grills and being retarded, and we're gonna lift to that and just do a bunch of crazy shit. So that's gonna be a good time. So I got this camera for that specific purpose. I got an actual legitimate camera.
Okay, and you had something bad happen to you this week too. If you want, do you want to talk about that a little bit? I mean, with the shirt stuff.
Oh yeah, so this guy. I contracted with a guy in town because I grew up in the hardcore scene. Everything was DIY, and you try to keep it local and indie and all that shit. And Wayne is a real big fan of keeping the bottom line as fucking low as humanly possible. So he was like, "Oh, we'll just outsource it to fucking China." And I fought him tooth and nail on this. So this guy in town, I know he has a printing company, and I told him specifically, I was like, "Look, dude, you're not gonna like the designs on these shirts, but I'd really like to do business with you, and I think it'll be, it'd be cool if we can, because you can grow with us." And he was like, yeah, I don't give a shit what's on the shirts. And then he sat on these fucking designs for a week, knowing that we wanted to launch this Friday. He sat on the designs for a week, and then he came back yesterday and said that, yeah, go fuck yourselves. I'm not gonna work with you. And I eviscerated this dude in an email. It was one of the greatest pieces of writing I've ever done. I didn't threaten him. It wasn't threatening, and it wasn't outright insulting. It was just completely crushing his ability to do business, and telling him essentially, for all intents and purposes, that not only did he violate his ridiculous fucking quote unquote moral code, but he was a terrible businessman on top of that. And I was very proud of that email. Wayne actually emailed me afterwards, and he's like, "I legitimately feel badly for this guy now." What you did, he probably went home and stuck his fucking head in the microwave, which was my goal.
Why didn't he like the T-shirts? What's the deal with that?
Well, he's a Christian, and so Baphomet is on one of the shirts, and he doesn't understand what the fuck Baphomet is, and thinks that it's Satanism.
Oh,
and so
isn't the logos off your Facebook page?
Yeah.
Oh, those would have been nice.
Yes.
I like how Jay says it like he's your mother. Oh, those are nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so we're ending up having to go through another larger company, and they don't do American apparel, but we've got a very, very similar style of shirt. So one of them is going to have "I am the beast I worship" on the back, which is a fucking awesome quote from a Death Grip song. And then the Baphomet shirt, one that Paul loved. It's the Punisher skull with Chaos and Pain where the eyes would be.
Yeah.
Then we've got a girl shirt that we're doing, and then we're reprinting the competition shirt that has Virmaka no Capote on the back, and doing just a regular Chaos and Pain shirt. So that's cool. And then we've got a couple other designs in the works. Talia is actually, I'm kind of working with her on getting a design done that I'll probably turn into a chest piece for myself. So that'll be pretty fucking cool. And yeah, so we got some cool shit in the works.
Yeah, Jamie's got the shirts coming out, and he's got supplements coming out too.
Yeah, Inferno comes out. We'll probably start putting it up for sale next week. And then Wayne actually texted me while we were on the podcast, saying that that not only did Ferox melt his fucking brain with one scoop, but it tastes I think he said it tasted like an Arnold Palmer. He was like, "This is the greatest fucking thing I've ever had in my life." So
I expect a free batch.
I will get you some.
Yes, and I'm sensitive to stimulants, so.
You're sensitive in general, buddy.
I am, but you know what? You love that about me. So.
I do. On those rare occasions that I actually have a feeling, you're like, "Oh, it's okay."
Yeah, it's okay. You can have some feelings, and you're like, "Don't tell anybody." Okay, so that's what Jamie has going on. I did a seminar in Colorado a couple weeks ago. I had an awesome time teaching CrossFit people. And Jay, I think you saw my post about this, and I've kind of been on the defending CrossFit people bandwagon lately, and I'll tell you why. Is because the times I've had to work with CrossFit people, they're very eager. They don't have a lot of ego. They want to get strong. And I mean, the one thing I think people have to remember in terms of CrossFit is it's still in its infancy stages as far as popularity goes. And you're going to see, I think personally, I think that you'll see a major evolution with it over the next 10 years. And I think it'll probably look very different than it looks now. I mean, it's kind of like UFC fighting, right? Like the first 3 or 4 or 5 UFCs look nothing like they look now. Every sport evolves into something more polished over the course of time. So I think that I actually really like working with the CrossFit people, and I'm speaking this weekend in Pittsburgh too, to a group of lifters. So I enjoy that stuff. I have a good time with it. What about you, Jay?
With CrossFit or what's going on with life?
What's going on with life in general?
Today is just a fucking ridiculous day. I failed a deadlift that I wanted to hit, so I'm in a terrible mood. My nervous system is fried, which will probably be another reason why I'm burnt out right now.
So
CNS burnout.
Oh my God, here we go. What did you miss?
I was supposed to do 750 for a triple in the deadlift. I only got it for a double, and I've already done it for a double before, so it's kind of vexing.
He's vexed.
Yeah, you're vexed, and you hit. That seems about right because you hit, what was it, 715 for 4, and then for 3.
Yeah.
And then was that earlier this week?
That was last Thursday. I did 715 for 4. And I was supposed to do 750 for 3, and then next week I was gonna bang out 800. Well, we'll see. I'll still try it.
If you got 750 for a double, it's looking like 775.
I've already pulled 771, so I'd like to do a little more.
Well, 775 is a little more than 771.
Yes, it is.
So if you pull 715 for 4, and you pull 715 for a double, it's going to be about 775 or 780 at the most.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, bro, that's what it is.
We'll see, man. We'll see. We will see.
When we do the podcast next week, I'm going to ask Jay what he pulled, and when he says that he missed 800 and pulled 775, I'm going to laugh.
You know what I'm waiting? You know what I'm waiting for?
What?
I'm waiting for him to miss 775 in training, then go home, lick his girlfriend's filthy asshole, and then go right back to the gym, pull 800 easy.
For a double.
Like I fucking told you.
For a double. If he'll pull 805 for a double.
If that were the case, I would lick my girlfriend's asshole every day, even if she didn't
like
it.
Well, then how do you not? How do you know if you haven't?
Exactly.
See?
How do you know that isn't the missing link?
Right.
I don't.
I didn't think so. I thought not. Oh, speaking of lifting, I squatted tonight for the first time in fucking months. Pain free. My knee didn't hurt. So you know what I did, Jay? I actually want to give a shout out to you on this. Was you and I talked about that, and you said when you couldn't squat for a while, you actually went to bodyweight squats.
Yeah.
And I actually have been doing that a lot, like 200 to 300 reps, a day, in one sitting, over the course of 20 or 30 minutes or whatever. And for whatever reason, that really helped my knee a lot.
That's awesome.
So I thought, I'll squat tonight and see how it feels. And there was absolutely no knee pain at all. And I mean, I don't know if you guys read my article from today about meatheads aren't doctors. Because what?
Were you addressing the ridiculous fucking emails we're constantly getting about? I blew my fucking testicle off. What am I supposed to do?
Dude.
I have 16 fucking dislocated hernia. Fucking.
I've blown out every disc in my vertebrae. Should I squat for a max rep tonight?
Yeah. Should I squat or should I just 44 magnum to the chest?
We get these questions every week, and I tell people, like, if it's something I've done to myself, like if it's a torn hamstring or a torn adductor or a torn calf or a torn bicep, anything I've experienced for myself, I'll help people out with, and I say, okay, here's what I did, and my rehab protocol is pretty simple. It's that if you tore something or strained something during a movement and it's quick, like you feel that pop in something, then let it rest till it's somewhat pain-free, and then start with that movement, rehab it with that movement, and a secondary movement that makes the muscle do its primary function. So if it's like, if you pulled or strained your adductor, doing squats, you would squat, and then after squats you would do the adductor machine. Because the primary, movement of the adductor is to adduct the knee towards each other. So it's pretty simple, right?
Do you guys not call that the abortion machine?
I call it the good girl and bad girl machine.
I always call it the abortion machine.
Either way. So, anyway, we get these questions every week. Jamie and I both do about stuff that I just, guys would be like, I tore my ACL, MCL, PCL, meniscus, and got my kneecap blown off with a shotgun last week. How do you think I should set up training for lower body?
Exactly.
And I just stare at them sometimes just for a while, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm being trolled or if the guy's serious, and I'll just answer, I think you should go see a doctor.
Yeah, what else do they want us to say? Because, I can tell them, yeah, I had a fucking broken ankle, and a week after I was in the cast, I started squatting in the cast. They're like, do they really want to hear that? Because then some fucking dickbag is going to go out there in a fucking full body cast and, try to do safety bar squats, and everything's going to fucking fall off, and then he's going to sue me. And it's like, what do you fucking want out of me? I have nothing to get. Squeeze as much blood out of this stone as you want, but, all that a lawsuit would do would be to ensure the death of every person that person ever met.
Right, and
that's it.
You get those where it's like, hey, I was in a car accident last week, and my girlfriend and my brother, they got killed, and my brother was decapitated, and I got my neck broken. Should I do hang cleans this week?
Should I do hang cleans, or should I just focus on neck training this week?
Should I do plate raises with my plate on my forehead? Because I really like those. Makes my neck jacked. And you wrote that article about having a tiny head, and I want a tiny head. So my neck's broken right now, and the doctor has me in that halo.
By the way, I was very bitter that you didn't just jack off the fact that I referenced Art One Glove Jimerson in my last post. I was very disappointed.
You referenced who?
Art One Glove Jimerson, the dude I think it was UFC 1. He fought with one glove on. Remember that?
Yes, I do now. I didn't remember. Here's the thing about me: I never remember names, almost ever.
Oh, just Tank Abbott.
I remember Tank Abbott because
God damn, that was the best when he blew that guy's fucking face off and then mocked him for being paralyzed.
Actually, I really enjoyed watching Tank get the shit beat out of him by guys who were 100 pounds. That always made me feel better.
I loved everything about Tank Abbott.
Who was it?
Was the best.
Oh, I hated him. Who was it that hit him? What's his name? Fuck. The really super fast striker that hit him 7,000 times before Tank could get that second breath of air out.
Yeah. But that was the same fight where afterwards he was like, yeah, that guy's going to the fucking, congratulations to him, he won, but he's going to the fucking hospital and I'm going to go to drink at the bar right now.
No, that was, no. The guy that beat the shit out of him was, God damn, why can I not remember his name right now? It was a Brazilian guy, of course.
Of course.
I don't even remember what he's talking about now. What was I talking about before that?
Who cares?
All right.
This whole thing's off the rails. Yeah. I think we should wrap it up.
All right, it's totally off the rails. Jay, do you have anything you want to say in closing?
No, I'm good, man. Sorry, I'm tired tonight.
You're mad about that pull, aren't you?
I'm pissed off.
Yeah. See, I had that.
He's mad that we didn't have an itinerary.
No, I think he's okay with that. I think he's stewing about not getting that triple at 750. Because
and that nobody picked up his gauntlet when he started to drop Ayn Rand and rhinos into that. We just steamrolled him.
Yeah.
What?
When you were like Ayn Rand and rhinos, and we're like, yeah, fuck that. We're gonna go on and talk about. We're gonna talk about how bad Paul wants to fuck Talia right now.
I don't want to fuck Talia. I just like fucking with Talia. That's a good time. I'm sorry you missed the triple because I think what you're thinking, Jay, was that if you got that triple at 750, that 800 is kind of guaranteed, weren't you?
Kind of.
Yeah, I know where your mind is on that because I missed a couple of weeks ago and I missed a weight I felt like I should have gotten, which would have been a pretty big for me on a deficit, and haven't really pulled since then. I did some stiff legs tonight with 500 after squats, and that was all. So my mind's kind of been in that same way since then. You know what I mean? It's like you get that miss that you've been after for a while, and it kind of fucks with you.
Yeah, well, I missed 785 the last time I cycled, and this deadlift cycle, I'm kind of hoping to get more, and it doesn't look like it now. But we'll see.
Well, you never know how you're going to be feeling next week when it comes around.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't, you don't, right? You're not going to quit lifting.
No, it's whatever. I'm not upset about that. I'm just fried. That's all.
Okay. All right.
I still did a couple more singles with it, so I'm a little fried up right now.
I got you.
He's got to pop on that tire armor and get out there and fucking make it happen with that 44 Magnum to the chest.
Jay,
That's the only answer.
yeah, like Jay
The answer was to lick asses.
Well, your answer would be to lick asses, but we know you're not going to do that. So,
So you might as
and
well.
I think the dental dam would just obviate the whole benefit of it. So.
I would like to see that, like with the dental dam, and then like the big Sam's version of the Listerine. You know, that one that's like so big you can't hold it with one hand. Like just pouring that from the heavens, you know, just all over her body. Jay's like, you know what? I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. And he's just gargling with, you know, the big Listerine bottle, and you know, spitting it all over the place. I'm pretty turned on right now, actually.
Then BME Pain Olympic style just clips the fucking end of his tongue off with some shears after he's done.
God, you just killed my libido with that. That is awful. I mean, that is terrible.
I saw on BME. I used to have a subscription to BME. There was the only thing that really fucked me up was a guy who clipped his fucking nipples off with toenail clippers. Like that stuck with me. I was just like, what is the fucking point of that? Why would you do that?
I think what sucks
Do you
about
guys think that shit's real?
No, it's definitely real.
I saw one like years ago. One of my friends showed me his dude, and he was like cutting his dick off.
Yep.
No, really? Those are
Dude,
real?
The whole fucking website is like that. It's all personal submissions. The only way you get on BME is you either pay or you submit videos of you fucking yourself up.
But if you cut your dick off, that's a one-time thing, obviously.
Yeah, there was one video I saw where a chick nailed a guy's ball sack down to a piece of wood and then smashed the shit. His balls were just splattering everywhere, and she just kept fucking hammering away. And there wasn't even any screaming in it, which was a crazy thing. You hear the sound, this wet smacking sound of the fucking hammer hitting the thing, and her breathing heavy. Nothing out of the guy. Like, I don't know if he's dead or what. But... And on that note, I think we ought to wrap this bitch up.
God damn.
I got you so good with that. I'll see if I can find the video for you.
No,
It's all right, man.
I don't ever want to see that, man. I will do a crack drink from Jay before I ever watch that.
Don't pull me into this like that, man. Say something else, like talk about you'll do what Mr. Hands did or something like that.
Talia's gonna listen back to this and be like, yes, crack drink. That should happen.
Because Talia's going to listen back to this and think, man, I left and all that shit happened after I left.
She's gonna be very disappointed.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up for the night. This one started off so strong, Jesus, and it went into the gutter harder than any other ones went into the gutter ever.
I don't know. I think this one was pretty strong all the way through.
Yeah, it was strong.
We finished big. We went big on the finish.
Yeah, I'm almost speechless right now. You brought the pain. You really brought the.
I literally did.
Yeah, you brought the pain this time. That was wow.
Oh, I fucking doubled 255 on a strict press today. So fuck you guys and your failures.
You doubled 255 on a strict press.
Yep, feet together.
Fuck, man. I only got 20 pounds on you on that. Holy shit.
I'll go do 275 for 8 next week. There.
Hooray for you.
I know.
You weigh 300 pounds.
I do not.
How do you do that? How do you do that and not bench 500?
You know, I don't like the overhead work's always been way out of balance with my bench for some reason. Like, I mean, it always has, like right now I do 315 press behind the neck strict for reps. It's not a big deal. And, you know, my bench is what, 470-ish?
Because I look at what a lot of the 500-pound benchers do, and they can all put 300 pounds over their head in a standing strict press.
Right, and I can do that.
Fuck.
Well, I did the dumbbell press 100s the other night for 20 overhead.
I'm just amazed he can get around his giant face.
I'm handsome as shit, you son of a bitch.
We all love your bloated face.
I don't. My face is not. I don't even know what you're going at.
Easy. Easy.
All right. Like I said, this one has been strong. This has been this is gonna be the fucking Everclear version of Chaos and Bang Your Canadian Earballs. Jesus, this one was not only all over the place, but very strong. A lot of foul language.
If we keep having Talia back, we're gonna have to change the name yet again.
I don't know how you'd add it. I don't know. I like Chaos and Bang Your Canadian Earballs. That's pretty solid. I don't know how you would fit her in.
Your ovarian Canadian earballs? I don't know.
All right, that's it for the night, fellers.
Cheers.
Later.